Are you looking for an area to live in Chattanooga that is not necessarily in the hustle bustle downtown, but yet not in the country? Today's area that we're going to discuss is kind of close to downtown, but at the same time has some mix with suburbs and conveniences that you can easily find in this area. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Chattanooga, Tennessee. My name is Junior Francica and I'm an agent here in Chattanooga. Before we get into today's topic and today's video, as much as I love producing all this content, giving you all this information, what I love more is helping you with your real estate needs. So if that means you guys are moving here or you live here and you're trying to find another house or sell your house, feel free to reach out to me on the number on your screen. I absolutely love helping you guys out. And every time you reach out and we have conversations, I just absolutely love it. So shoot me a text, give me a call, find me on social media, hit me up with the DM there. I'm always here to help. So that being said, let's get into today's video. Let's get into today's topic. Today we're going to talk about East Ridge, Tennessee. So East Ridge is actually its own city in Hamilton County. And if you look on a map, if you look where Chattanooga is, it's kind of like southeastern part compared to downtown. It's on the border of the Tennessee and Georgia border. And it's kind of like a long length where 75 comes up through Georgia into Tennessee. It's actually a little bit on the right side of the I-75 and mostly on the left side of I-75. So that's kind of its location in comparison of Chattanooga downtown. I mentioned earlier, it's not super hustle and bustle downtown, but at the same time, it's not very country. It has suburbs, it has a lot of conveniences like shopping and dining. So this kind of falls right in the middle of those two type of atmospheres, and that appeals to a lot of people. So let's talk a little bit about the prices of homes in this area. Because of its location, it's not necessarily in downtown, but not in the country. I think you're 10 to 15 minutes away from downtown, depending on where East Ridge you live. It's becoming a very popular area that people are moving to. So as of May 2021, the median house price was $249,000, okay? 1 year later, May of 2022, the median house price was $324,000. I think that's about $74,000 increase and a whopping 29% increase in price. Okay, that's a lot of increase in just a year span alone, and that's just to show you that this is becoming a very popular area that a lot of people are moving to because of what I mentioned. You're not downtown, but you're very close, but you're still not in the country, and you know, this is a perfect medium place, and you're right next to Georgia, which we'll talk about other things that you can find like Costco and stuff, and you're right next to the highway as well, which people kind of like is where it's situated and where it's located. So what are the things to do here, or why are people moving here? Kind of like I mentioned already a couple of times, it's very close to downtown, right? So a lot of people don't want to live in downtown. They want to be part of a community or live in nice neighborhoods, but still have access to downtown. And this is a great option because it has a lot of nice neighborhoods. It has a tight-knit community, a lot of friendly people. One of the things though that you won't, not that you won't, but it'll be hard to find is places with a lot of land. And I don't mean like a quarter or a half or maybe even an acre. You could probably find that here, but if you're looking for a lot of land, 5-10+ acres, is going to be pretty tough to find that in this area. So just know that ahead of time. You can also find a lot of young professionals with families that move here, and a lot of families live in this area, and one of the big reasons is Camp Jordan, which is in the East Ridge on the right side of 75. Camp Jordan is a huge park in the East Ridge. It has over 10 baseball fields, it has over 10 soccer fields, it has 18 of the disc golf holes, or however they call it. You have beach volleyball, you have kayaking, you have a fish pond, you have a huge amphitheater. There's just a lot of stuff to do. There's a playground, there's a big area where you can take your family, kids can play. There's a lot of sports that happen in that area as well. And if you're into sports, they have both youth and adult teams that you can play in there. If you go on their website, you can find different sports. There's a lot more youth sports than adult sports, but if you're an adult and you like to be active and play certain sports, you can sign up and play there. Overall, it's a big, really nice park system to have in the East Ridge. And of course, even if you don't live there, you can visit there anytime, but it's nice when it's right in your backyard. Another park that I like in the area, I think it's called Pioneer Frontier Park. I like it because it has a splash pad. It's not by Camp Jordan, it's in another area of East Ridge, but it's nice because you can take your kids to the playground, and then after that there's a splash pad that they can cool off. So that's definitely a plus in those hot summer months. If you're looking for an area that has a lot of shopping, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is the best area, but there are some options. The Bass Pro Shop that is located here in Hamilton County is actually in East Ridge. It was built about 5 years ago. Activities that you can look for here are a little bit better. We have Top Golf. The only Top Golf in the area is here in East Ridge. Another thing that we have in the area is a semi-pro soccer team, the Chattanooga Red Wolves. They have a brand new stadium in East Ridge that they built. I want to say it's 2, maybe 3 years old, maybe even more recent than that. If you like sports or going to sporting events, this is definitely a plus for the area. They're also going to expand that with hotels and many other things to come down the line. But there is a semi-sport soccer team in the area, which is definitely cool. For essentials like, just grocery shoppings, there's, Walmarts and other local grocery stores. But one thing that I will mention is that the only Costco in the area is not in East Ridge. It's right over the border into Georgia. So Tennessee has a higher sales tax rate. For Hamilton County is 9.25, and Georgia, I think it's 4 or 5%. So what Costco did is they built the Costco literally on the first exit going into Georgia. So even though technically it's not in East Ridge, you could just drive probably 5-10 minutes to there and you're in Costco, pay the lower sales tax, and then just come right back home. So it's definitely a plus having Costco right next to you. For any other shopping that you want to go to specific stores or buy anything, you're very close to downtown, 10-15 minutes max away, and you're also close to Hamilton Place Mall, which is another 5 to 10 minutes away depending on where you live, and that's the area's biggest mall, and that's where you can find all the stores that you can imagine are in that area as well. So even though you don't have a lot of things in East Ridge, you're conveniently located to many different places that you can easily just go and shop and have access to. Something else I always like to cover is kind of the jobs or kind of the local economy. More than likely, people that live in this area, they are not living and also working in that area. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of young professionals that live here. Usually they work closer to downtown or maybe parts of Udoa or other places where there's a lot of big employers. And they just do the 15-20 minute commute to East Ridge. That doesn't mean that there aren't jobs here. There's a lot of small hospitals, there's a lot of places that you can work, but if you're looking for bigger employers, they're not really in the area. Just FYI, and take that into consideration. But again, 15-20 minutes max, you're in everywhere that you need to go where there's big employers, so it's kind of a nice situated area if you don't mind just traveling 15 to 20 minutes. The next thing I want to discuss is kind of like hospitals or local healthcare. I get a lot of questions about, what hospitals or what kind of urgent cares or stuff like that are in specific areas. So I like to touch on them. Again, we have 3 major hospital systems. We have Erlanger, Park Ridge, and Memorial Hospital. Most of the main campuses are situated closer to downtown, but they do have small hubs all over the county. In East Ridge, there is Park Ridge East Hospital. It's a smaller hub, but it has an ER. They have baby delivery. They have a lot of I'm not sure if there's inpatient, but a lot of outpatient care. So even though you don't have a main hospital, you do have something there. There's a couple urgent cares in the area as well. And since you're closer to downtown, you're probably, I want to say 15, maybe 20 minutes max to the main hospital systems. So you're not terribly far away, but there is something closer to you. If you have an emergency, you could just go to Park Ridge East to the ER there. Why are people moving to this area, or why should you consider moving to this area? A lot of young families or even people that are a little bit older like living in this area because of Camp Jordan, the park system. You can just go for walks, play sports, run around. We have movie theaters, we have Topgolf, we have the Chattanooga Red Wolves where you can catch a game. There's a lot of things to be active in the community here. There's a tight-knit community, there's a lot of friendly people here, and that's really what's bringing a lot of those people to live in this area. Also, you're very conveniently located to the mall or to downtown or even to some places to go mountain biking and stuff like that. So that's why a lot of people kind of come to this area, and that's why this area is growing. So if any of that type of stuff appeals to you, you should definitely consider living in East Ridge. Well, that's today's video. If I didn't answer any of your questions that you might have had in this video or any other video, feel free to reach out to me on the number on your screen. I love helping you guys move here or help you with your real estate needs or help you, with any questions that you may have. Feel free to reach out, shoot me a text, give me a call, or find me on social media and hit me up with the DM there. I absolutely love it when you guys reach out. Until next time, take care and God bless.